gonna be breaking down a dark Supertrap type beat I made a while ago. It's been a while since we met, but hopefully you guys will enjoy this one, because this one is a special one. And I'm gonna go through the whole melody and drums, everything, master effects, and yeah, let's jump straight into it. I started off with the melody, and I actually only used 808 one-shots from random drum kits, and I laid down 3 pretty basic patterns, and I'm gonna show you how I turned them into a whole melody. So I started off with this sound right here. I tried to make the melody if I was using only plucks, and yeah, this is how it sounds. And this is how it sounds with effects on. And I basically use the same mixer track for every layer of the melody that I have, and I'm gonna show you all the effects after the last layer. So then I moved on to this sound right here, and this is how it sounds without any effects on. And yeah, it's nothing crazy. I used this generic drill 808 that I found in a drum kit, and this is how it sounds. As you can hear, it's pretty basic 808 sound, and this is how it sounds after effects on. Then I moved on to the last sound, and it's kind of a unique 808 sound, but it's nothing special. It's like basically a grime 808 from a drill drum kit as well, and this is how it sounds. And this is the pattern right here. I pretty much set the same effects, like I turned on the cut self, and yeah, I did nothing too special with this. It's basically the whole effect that makes it kind of unique, and this is how it sounds with effects on. It's almost the same pattern as the first one I showed you. And yeah, let's move on to the effects I put on. I used this portal bank, and I actually don't remember which bank it's from, but I think you can find a really good fitting one in the presets that you have. Then I moved on to the EQ right here, and I cut a lot of lows and highs, and I did this kind of shape right here because at this hertz sounded too harsh, so I turned the 8 decibels down. Then I added a reverb, and yeah, I just turned down the mix and the decay. Nothing too crazy with this. Then I added this pretty harsh fresh air, which is basically like an exciter for the mid highs and the high highs. Yeah, basically just click right here to link these and turn that to like 80%. Then I added a limiter just to turn up the volume a little bit. So I think we are ready to move on to the drums. Most of my drums is from the hologram drum kit. It is the latest drum kit that Hologram Kids dropped. Picked the most of my sounds from that drum kit, and I started off with this kind of unique hi-hat. This is how it sounds. As you can hear, it's not too generic, and this is what the pattern sounds like. I didn't lower any velocities, I just kept the rolls as it is. As you can hear, it's kind of a really fast roll, and how you can easily do rolls like this is just get a note like here, select the note, go right here and press chop, and you can change this to change the amount of notes that you want to chop. So it's basically a chopper, as you can see. It chop ups your note to different amounts. Then I moved on to the clap. I used the snare as a clap, and yeah, this is how the snare sounds like. Nothing crazy, you can go a little uniquer than that. I just used a pretty basic clap pattern. Then I moved on to the 808, and I used two different kind of 808 sound to switch it up a little bit. And I started off with this muddy sounding 808. This is how it sounds. And yeah, as you can see right here, I chopped up a 808 note like I showed you with the hi-hats, and what I did was I made the velocity from the first note to the last note to go from a lower point to an upper point to make it kind of fade in, and I lowered the velocity of this note right here. I usually turn my 808 sounds all the way up, so I turn the velocities at the top. So the reason why I cut this 808 right here is that I did another 808, and this is how the other 808 sounds like. Then I also added a kick to the whole thing, which is basically following few of the 808 sounds. Not all of them. I wanted to add those kicks where I wanted to make the 808 punch even more. And yeah, then I wanted to add more perk sounds, so I added these open hats. Then I added a more regular sounding hi-hat. Which is not too regular, but you know what I mean. Then I wanted to switch it up a little bit, so I added these Supertrap hi-hat looking hi-hat pattern. I'm pretty sure, I'm not gonna lie, I used the drum MIDI for this one because I don't really know who takes the time to make these for themselves. But as you can see, it's pretty unique looking, but it's basically following the rules that I show you with the chopper tool. And one thing you have to do, as you can see, I used a different hi-hat sound, and what I did was I turned the start knob, this start knob, a little bit up to make the hi-hat sound shorter, and this is how it sounds without this effect on and with the effect on. And yeah, this is how it sounds. Then I did these heat bells right here. It basically hits every second bar, but I wanted to change it up a little bit at the end, so this is how the end sounds like. And it's basically just a pretty basic slide note right here. Keep in mind to always stay in key. We are basically in D sharp minor, as you can see, and all of my sounds are in the same scale. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the whole beat. I'm gonna go ahead and show you how the master track looks like. What I always do, I add the fruity limiter, I turn these envelope knobs all the way down, and I usually play around with the saturation and the ceiling, but I kept it as it was. Then I added a fresh air with 9% mid-air and 6% higher. A compressor, which I usually put around 3 decibels, 3.1, 3.2, but I wanted to make it sound a little bit louder. Then I added nose on 9, so I basically always click the master assistant and play the audio. And this is a really good starting point, but you have to make a couple of changes. What I usually do is In the maximizer, I turn the ceiling all the way up to 0 decibel or all the way down. And yeah, change around the EQ to your own taste. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the whole video. I'm gonna show you all how the beat sounds. Make sure to check out our socials, the links are in the description. I hope you all had a good time and see you in the next one. Peace.